Your 20s are a decade of passive resilience. You can run on little sleep, skip meals, and your body mostly forgives you. But crossing into your 30s marks the expiration date of that free ride. Biologically, your baseline is shifting. Muscle mass begins to slowly decrease, hormone regulation becomes more sensitive to stress, and bone density stops building on its own. At the exact same time your physical resilience requires active maintenance, the external demands on your time and energy from your career, family, and finances hit an all-time high. Take a look at this chart. As you cross the age 30 threshold, your biological metrics, muscle, bone, fertility, start trending down. Simultaneously, the external pressures of adulthood spike sharply, crossing right over your biological capacity. You're left standing at this intersection, staring down an endless checklist of expensive health tests, major housing decisions, and family planning, all while operating on strictly finite time and money. So we need a better filter than generic wellness advice. We need to run a future-proofing return on investment analysis. By systematically weighing the exact time, money, and discomfort a choice requires against its probable payoff, we can prioritize the few actions that actually prevent the most profound regrets women face in their 40s. We'll start with the biological portfolio. This means ignoring the marketing around bubble baths and juice cleanses and focusing your limited energy on targeted physical investments. Our first ROI scorecard evaluates heavy resistance training. The input is high friction, learning gym mechanics and navigating an intimidating environment. But the outcome? Massive. Contracting muscles against resistance pulls on the bone, triggering bone-building cells. You buy insulin regulation and functional longevity. The trade-off is that you have to abandon the culturally ingrained goal of doing hours of cardio to stay thin, and you have to endure some initial physical soreness. If the gym is impossible, here's the micro-workout scorecard. The input is extremely low friction, just 10 minutes of daily movement. The outcome gives you a baseline cognitive boost and daily stamina, but you trade away dramatic aesthetic transformations to work out purely to function. Our next biological input is securing objective data. Instead of guessing why you feel chronically exhausted, this means paying out of pocket for comprehensive biomarker labs, checking your thyroid, iron, vitamin D, and body composition. When you have objective numbers, you identify the exact root causes of issues like brain fog or hair loss. You can then stop buying random vitamins and deploy targeted supplements, like magnesium glycinate for sleep regulation. The mental trade-off here is discipline. You have to commit to monitoring these health metrics to stay informed, without letting the data turn into an obsession. Locking in your objective baselines and building functional muscle tissue buys you 3 continuous decades of metabolic health and physical independence. Moving to the reproductive and financial portfolio, the required upfront capital, both in dollars and discomfort, goes up significantly. The fertility audit scorecard is for career-focused singles. The input requires high financial cost and physical discomfort to evaluate your egg reserve, but the outcome is option preservation. Securing objective data removes the biological clock pressure that forces bad dating and career compromises. The trade-off is harsh. Freezing eggs is an expensive, physically taxing process that buys you a chance at a future family, not a 100% guarantee. Financially, your 30s are usually when you see your first major salary bump. The required input here is aggressively attacking high-interest debt and maxing out compound interest accounts, like an IRA, immediately. This bar chart shows the default trap on the left, a salary bump entirely swallowed by lifestyle inflation. On the right is our target behavior, splitting that new income strictly between aggressive debt payoff and retirement contributions. Enduring strict budgeting discipline right now buys you massive financial autonomy later. It gives you the cash reserves to walk away from a bad job or a toxic relationship in your 40s without hesitation. You carry a very specific type of chronic tension through your 30s, the accumulating weight of everyone else's expectations. That brings us to the social and emotional portfolio, which targets the exhaustion caused by prioritizing the comfort of others over your own self-preservation. The input required here is active confrontation. It means declining draining family obligations, enforcing strict boundaries, and ending toxic legacy friendships. We evaluate this on the boundary setting scorecard. The input requires voicing non-negotiables immediately, rather than settling into situationships. This input guarantees short-term social friction. You'll trigger your own guilt and inevitably disappoint family members who expect you to comply. But the outcome is a highly efficient filter. You will quickly lose friends and partners who only valued you for your subservience and lack of boundaries. Prioritizing your internal peace over external popularity is the only viable method to recover your lost time and drastically lower your chronic stress hormones. When you talk to women in their 40s, their most consistent regret is pouring all their energy into everyone else while neglecting to build their own foundation. To avoid that, we need to match the right interventions to your current resources. This quadrant chart maps our inputs by financial cost on the bottom and time or energy investment on the side. If you are an overwhelmed mother, you need to avoid high-friction perfectionism. Focus strictly on the bottom left quadrant, 10-minute workouts, a 10 p.m. tech curfew, and getting comfortable saying no. If you are a career-focused single, you have the capital to buy peace of mind. Look to the top right. Pay for the fertility evaluation and endure the emotional friction required to end situationships and protect your standards. And if you are a proactive optimizer, you need to sweep the high investment axes, get the full biomarker panel, commit to heavy resistance training, and max out your IRAs. Friction and difficulty are baked into this decade by design. There is no path through your 30s that avoids them entirely. You are standing at a threshold where passive existence stops working and inaction becomes a choice with severe consequences. You can choose the proactive friction of discipline, budgeting, and boundary setting today, or you can face the unavoidable friction of physical burnout and profound regret in your 40s. Choose your friction.